I'm telling you, we have a great experience awaiting you here at Kwanzaa Fest 2020. Now, I know you've been having a good time, but are you ready for a breathtaking experience? Well, come with me, because we're inside of the Kente is King collection, done by my brother over here, Zulu Soul. Let me go on over and say hello to him. Come with me. Come meet the king behind Kente is King. Brother Zulu Soul, yes. Welcome to Kwanzaa Fest 2020.
Thank you for having me.
This collection, tell us about it. Why is Kente king? And who is this gentleman that I think I'm his queen? I think I'm dressed for the occasion.
Absolutely. So this piece right here is called Obrafo. And Obrafo is someone who, the name translates to executioner. So it was basically someone who was the protector.
I love them.
They take care of the family. They take
Yes.
care of whatever needs to be taken care of. No problem, no questions asked. They're going to take care of it.
Yes.
The Kente is King. The reason I came up with this is the very first piece I actually did for
Amazing.
the whole collection, actually. And, you know, it was a piece that I saw that I wanted to create, and I saw the Kente, and I was like, what could I do? So the collection came about just there, and then I decided to paint even more of the different facets of life, of showing people who wear Kente, because originally Kente was worn just by kings.
Royalty,
and queens.
right?
Exactly.
Royalty. But nowadays, anyone can wear
Exactly.
Kente. We've deregulated Kente.
Absolutely.
So this collection came about, like you said, because of this piece, but as I look around the room, like I saw the ladies who are the sellers of fabric, right? We started there,
Yes.
out of Ghana. No, you've traveled all over the world, and we see it in your work. For example, I am seeing the drummer over here, and the drummer is pulling me. Can we walk over to the drummer? Because
Absolutely.
Who is the drummer?
So
Where is he? And what is he doing? What is he wearing?
This piece is called Ujaama, which means drummer in the Akan language in West Africa. So this piece is dear to me because I'm also a drummer, and this is something that I've always loved to do, other than art, is drum too. So this piece, if you think about what music does to your soul, what music does to whatever it is you do in life, there's a connection there. That music is always a connection. So I wanted to make sure we started off with the first form of music, which was drums.
Our drums,
exactly.
right, which really is our heartbeat.
That's right.
And this, you say, is, so we're in Ghana right now. We're in that part.
Yes.
There is a sister that I saw when I first saw your piece. It's the first piece I saw. And I know she's very special to you because she is the image of your promotion.
Absolutely.
And she's hiding somewhere over here, I think. Tell us a little bit about her.
So I'm going to take you over to Nana Ya Santua.
Okay.
So Nana Ya Santua, this is this piece here.
Yes, this is the piece.
And this is another, I really call this is a bad piece right here.
Yes, so, it is.
This embodies African women all over the world, I don't care where you are, and shows the power that black women have, the magic that they have.
That black girl magic?
Absolutely.
I love it.
And that's what this talks about. And if you know anything about Nana Ya Santua, she was the one who took the women to war against the British to protect the golden stool in Ghana. So
can we just break it down again? We hear about the golden stool, and we hear in the history lessons that we're learning from our elders, we'll hear some of the names, the Nefertiti's, the Queen Nzingas and stuff. But the badass sisters tend to get a little passed over because they kind of rock the boat a little bit.
Yes.
She's one of those that was kicking ass. Can you just
she
break
was.
it down for them again real quick?
So again, Nana Ya Santua was she was a woman in Ghana who decided to take up arms against the British.
The British. She said, we ain't taking this.
Exactly. To protect the children, to protect the families, to protect the whole country.
As you're talking about the children in a time of COVID, and I know that this collection came to you at the beginning of COVID.
Yes.
Now, folks probably looking around the room and can't believe this. Yes, this came to you, and you did this.
Yes.
As we get ready to walk over to where the children are, because you started off at age 8, am I correct?
Absolutely.
And you're a total creative. You're a drummer, you're a painter, you're
photography.
What
A
don't you do?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. But what you're doing is you're passing on this legacy.
Yes.
So not only do we have Kente's King, this collection, you've included the elders, right? The sisters, the executioners,
queens,
right? The queens,
drummers.
the lovers.
Yep.
They're all here. But you have the children.
Yes.
And you right now, you're a teacher in DC.
Yes, I am.
You are passing on this legacy. Can we go over to the children? You tell us who they are and
Yes,
talk
yes,
about
yes.
what you're doing with the children right
Yep.
now?
So the name of this piece is called Ujaama. And I talk about the children because I teach right now. And I enjoy what I'm doing because this is something that they need to continue to have an outlet to create for themselves. And so I enjoy what I'm doing. Even during COVID, we're still teaching. I'm doing Zoom and everything. And it's lovely. I love it. So, and we move on to this piece. This piece is called Kente.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't you go on over there and
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about Kente?
Kente is a piece, it's actually a dance that they do in Ghana also. And you think about her smile, you
Yes.
look at the vibrant colors, you think about the dance and the movement. This is something that gives you energy, it gives you a smile, it gives you...
It gives you life.
Exactly.
And Kente is king, and that's why we're here. This entire collection really speaks to the village, it speaks to the nation, it speaks to our African world.
Yes.
And I want folks to come and visit you, see you, tell folks where they can find you, where they can see this work.
Absolutely.
Real quick.
At Zulu Soul, Zulu_Soul, Instagram. So.
Zulu_Soul at Instagram. We are at Kwanzaa Fest 2020. I'm Sharon Gordon, your hostess with the mostest, here with the Zulu King himself.
Happy Kwanzaa to y'all.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Greetings, my name is Stefanie Zinnerman and I am the Assembly member for the 56th District representing Bedford-Stuyvesant and Crown Heights. Our district is the bedrock for small business ownership, in particular, Black small business ownership. That is why I'm so excited today to talk to you about the principle of Ujaama, or cooperative economics. One of the committees that I am interested in supporting and working on at the New York State Assembly is tourism and culture. Another is economic development, specifically so that we can support the economic engine here in our district so that our small businesses will continue to grow. In addition, I want to focus in on education so that our young people growing up understanding that they always can use their talents to also go into business and give them the opportunity to intern with some of the wonderful businesses that we have here in the district. I grew up with this principle, and I want to give young people the same opportunity to learn, to thrive, to grow, and to become successful in our district.
This year, WHC welcomed a new preservation manager, Zumalina Then. She is responsible for ensuring the integrity and long-term preservation of the historic Hunterfly roadhouses, the only remaining domestic structures of the 19th century Weeksville. For the past 3 years, Weeksville has launched the Legacy Project, funded by the Andrew W. Mullen Foundation. The Legacy Project is driven by the overarching idea of freedom and the right to know, document, and defend one's own history. The Legacy Project integrates history, place, and community, and introduces audiences to community-engaged archiving practices. Meals as Collective Memory is an oral history-based project that focuses on Black culture and explores how the meaning of authenticity changes when it becomes commodified and gentrified in urban spaces. MACM specifically looks at the contemporary, culinary, and urban history of Central Brooklyn by collecting interviews from Black restaurateurs. The interviews became the basis of programming that included community dinners, workshops, public discussions with food historians and chefs, and the creation of a zine.
Greetings. My name is Dr. Doris Withers, and I am Professor Emeritus of Biology and Education from Medgar Evers College. I was one of the original faculty members at Medgar Evers College, and I served in many roles, including faculty, but also in administration. Many people ask, what is genetic genealogy? And you actually hear two words in there. You hear genetics and you hear genealogy. Well, genetics, once again, deals with DNA, that molecule. And genealogy is the study that looks at ancestry. So it means that you're taking information from DNA to tell you something about your ancestry. DNA has little small differences from one human being to another. And looking at those differences and comparing them to other individuals with differences, you can tell something about the ancestry. So actually, genetic genealogy is really studying ancestry using information found in that big molecule of life called DNA, which stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Much easier to say DNA. You know, I get the question sometimes about why African Americans and people of the diaspora would be interested or would want to do a genetic genealogy test. My experience has been in working with our community is that many people want to know something about their African ancestry. As you're well aware, that a lot of information about our ancestors, particularly the ones that nurtured us and claimed us, people of African descent, a lot of the history and the knowledge of those ancestors were lost based on how it existed in this country. So when African Americans hear that they can learn something about their African ancestry, many of them will come to me and say, I want to know who I am. And I always say, you already know who you are. What you want to know is more about yourself, about your African ancestry. And I think this is why I get such enthusiasm from people in our community about wanting to do a genetic genealogy test. Genetic genealogy makes it more informative because it will give you information that may go back several generations, and in some instances, thousands of years. And most likely for African Americans, that thousands and thousands of years actually will put their ancestors in the continent of Africa and at a particular region in Africa. So I think it is important that people of our community do that, but it's not a standalone. It's not by itself. It's an adjunct to our efforts to learn about our ancestors and our history.